Hey everybody, Ed Button here for the Ozark Radio Network and OzarkRadioNews.com here at OzCon 2018, 5th edition of the charity event here at the West Plains Civic Center. You might know this guy sitting next to me. This is IronE Singleton, best known as T-Dog from The Walking Dead, seasons 1, 2, and 3. I'm so glad you got to come down here and do this, man.
I'm so glad to be here, Ed. Thank you for having me. Thank you for interviewing me. I think I need to get a little closer to you, so I hope you don't mind.
That's all right.
Trying to be in frame here. We're good. All right, good, very good.
So how has your trip to the Ozarks been so far?
It's been wonderful. It was a nice drive down the road. It was a nice 2-hour trek down the road from the airport, Springfield. And we got in town, and everybody has been marvelous. Everybody has been so personable, so nice and friendly. I love it.
Fantastic. Now, again, we mentioned that you are T-Dog from The Walking Dead, first couple of seasons. Grew into the character here at the 3rd season, and then they had to get rid of you for some reason. I don't know why. Spoilers, by the way. Spoilers for a couple of years ago.
Oh, you're done. Right. We just ruined it for maybe 1 million of you right now. So.
But anyway, so how was it working on that show, and what experiences did you get from that?
It was incredible. I was just talking to Justin and Hannah, a couple of fans here of the show and of this convention, OzCon, and I was telling them that I never had a bad day on the set. Never had one bad day because of the chemistry was fantastic. And I think that is what contributes to making the show such a success. In addition to you guys watching, of course. But everybody's beautiful, and I love all of my castmates. And even the ones that I never worked with on the set. I've met them around the circuit at different conventions and out and about. And they're wonderful people, too. So I love them all. And it was a surreal experience there. And I wouldn't change it for anything. And I don't think that it will be able to be matched in my career.
You're a very positive person, and that shows, obviously, just talking to you here in the little bit of time I've been talking to you. But you also have your book and show, Blindsided by The Walking Dead, which I think you can see the book in frame here, available now.
Yes.
How has your work in showbiz affected your life and vice versa?
It's a reciprocal relationship. Everything I do in life revolves around my experiences. Everything I do in my work, everything is about what I've gone through in life, what I've been through. I grew up in the inner city of Atlanta, Georgia, and fatherless. And my mother, she was addicted to crack and alcohol, and I lost her at the age of 18 to HIV complications. I saw my father 2 times in my life. My brother's been in and out of the judicial penal system for half of his life, and he's older than I am. So that's been probably for the better part of 20 years or so. I ran the streets. I sold drugs. I sold crack. I carried a pistol. I fought. I lived that life. What that life entails, that was basically my life. That was my experience. Don't do that, kids. Don't say no to drugs,
yes,
like
definitely.
Nancy Reagan said. So I'm not glamorizing that life or anything like that. But I was able to make it through that by the grace of God and end up at the University of Georgia, where I played football. Go Dogs. And I know you're near Oklahoma, so I hope we don't have any Sooners fans that are still upset about that Rose Bowl victory we got over you.
Maybe. We're Tiger country down here. We're Mizzou.
Oh, you're Mizzou. Okay.
Mizzou,
Well, yeah, you're SEC, so yeah.
A couple Jayhawks fans here and there.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, and I also majored in theater and speech communications at UGA, and once I made it through that, everything that I went through, dealt with verbal and physical abuse at the hands of the person that I loved as much as anybody on earth, and that was my mom. So when I lost her at 18 years old, I'm trying to sum this up. It's just so much of it here. But when I lost her, I found myself on my knees praying to God, and I was asking for, I was looking for answers because I didn't want to live anymore. I was done with this world. I felt that I had suffered too much, and I just wanted to move on to the next life or whatever there was afterwards. And I asked God to show me the light. I said, show me the light. Literally, this is the conversation I'm having with God. And at that moment, a car came around the corner on the street where I lived, and its headlights shone through my window and reflected off of my wall, and it lit up my entire room. And it was an out-of-body experience that I'll never forget. And that's when God spoke to me, and God told me why I was here, just like everybody else. And we're here to connect with one another. and it's all about truth and love. And God said, you're here to be kind, to be respectful, to love every single person you meet on this earth. That is your job. Okay, I'm going to give you the vehicle of acting to broaden your platform so that you're able to do that bigger on a broader scale, but that is what you're supposed to do. And when I got that message, every day I've been living to please him. So, or her, him, and I had to get that out of my system. And I grew up literally in a home with pimps and hustlers, pushers, gangsters, the whole nine. I was the youngest. So I had a lot of that inside of me, and I had to get it out of me. So I went on a spiritual journey. I had this mental, spiritual transformation to become a better person, because every time I looked at myself in the mirror beforehand, I didn't like who I saw. And once I started on that journey, then at that moment I started to look in the mirror, and I smiled when I saw who I was and who I had become. And that's what this whole journey is about. And that's the reason why, because it's so powerful to me, and that's why it spills over into everything I do in life. So to answer your question, my experiences make me who I am, make me a better actor, a better father, a better husband, a better so on and so forth. So yeah,
it's a fantastic story, and it's a great reminder of how things can be.
Yeah.
And what you're born into doesn't define you.
No.
Definitely a great reminder.
No, definitely. No, your environment doesn't determine your destiny. But one key thing was I had to get out of that environment. So if you stay in that environment, basically the expression is garbage in, garbage out. You taking in a lot of garbage. I was around a lot of negativity. I was taking a lot of that in. I didn't know any other way. It was like what I saw was the way it was. I was like, okay, this is life. But one thing that was so key for me, Ed, when I was a kid was my father did one great thing in particular that changed my life. Although I saw him 2 times in my life, he introduced me to his mother and his sister, my paternal grandmother and aunt. And they lived on another side of town. And I saw that life was different. I saw that the grass was cut. I saw that they didn't live right near the city dump. I saw that there was no violence, no gunplay, no shooting, no crack dealings and all that stuff. And that's what I wanted out of life. And I said, wow, okay, so there's more to life than what I had been exposed to in those first 8 years of my life. That's when I met them, when I was 8 years old. And I said, I want this. I knew something different existed.
Right.
And I wanted it. So that was key for me. That was the thing that my brother did not get. And to this day, I'm sad because of that, because his life did that, my life did this. But the key is to actually get an individual out of that environment in order for them to really realize change. You have to do that. Otherwise, it's really hard. It's like an uphill battle. It really is. Yeah.
Speaking with IronE Singleton from The Blind Side, The Walking Dead. He's been in several other productions. You were here all weekend, correct?
All weekend, yes.
Weekend.
Tomorrow, Sunday. So make sure you guys come out. I want to get some love from you, give you all the love I got. That's what it's all about, truth and love.
That's all he's about right here. IronE Singleton, thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate
you stopping
it.
by.
Love you, brother Ed.
And have a good weekend,
Thank
definitely.
you. You too.
Thanks.
Thank you.